Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Episode 30 of the podcast, and this time we're going to be talking about the news in this section, but in the other section we'll be talking about de-googling. So be sure to check both parts out, but this will just be the news.
Yes, so part one news, and we are kicking off with ironic AI interviews. What's going on? I don't know if you have seen it right now. Everywhere that I scroll, be it Instagram or Shorts,
Yeah.
I see everywhere how people are trolling all these automated AI recruitments. So you can go on like Burger King or KFC or something and say, hey, I want to work at KFC. Hypothetically, I don't know which one, but basically then it redirects you directly to a AI interview right away. Nothing, no CV upload, no nothing. And then you can interview and tell about yourself, and then it's going to make a transcript and send it to a recruiter. So it's like the first screening. And there are people who are basically dressing up as sort of records everything, but they're dressing up as like hot dogs and they're talking in a weird voice and they're holding their CV in front of the screen and they're just like talking complete nonsense into the camera just to kind of troll it. And one of other guys, I was watching what he did. He's like, how many credits do you use? He's like, oh, I use approximately this many credits. He's like, cool. So he just like completely went on for like 7 hours with the interview just to spend the money. But in the end, he's like, oh, I'll probably spend like $10 for them or something. So it's not a lot. As like credits get cheaper, the lesser the model is. So it's very interesting how he like trolls the whole AI interview. So that's a trend. That's everywhere that I saw. And of course, people are very much complaining that it's dehumanizing, right? It's like really puts the human context out because it's just text. And on Reddit and TikTok, basically, this like amplified it's like the unethical hiring practices that now people don't even work for the hiring process. So yeah, it was pretty fun.
No, that's fun. That's actually really funny. But because like you're not wasting a human's time, so I'm okay with it.
That's true, but then again, don't you feel it's a little bit, dehumanizing, and then it's like you're actually not speaking to a human recruiter, and that you take the human context out of it.
Oh yeah. I mean, that's all. I've gotten used to it. Everything that where you replace like human resources with AI is kind of iffy to me. Like you want the AI to be handling human resources. Wow. Okay.
Oh yeah,
Right.
that's a good point.
Again, HR people already talk like robots, but I know, but that's not fixing the problem.
But it's like this AI screening, I feel that on paper it can be amazing, but like that's why the guys were dressing up as hot dogs and like trolling the whole thing, because I guess it just sends a report and it fills in the ATS, I think it's called ATS systems, so like basically recruiting systems with the information. But then if you're a recruiter, you still have to sit down and kind of watch all these videos to see who's the person. Is he trolling? And then for like 7 hours, you're gonna sit on it, like listen to an interview. You still need people review the stuff. That's the weird part. Like I feel like maybe it's not helping as much as they claim it is.
Yeah, but my main issue with this thing is actually a more back end one.
Like what?
So they're obviously contracting this out to an AI company, right?
Correct.
So this is a way for a lot of companies to basically share interviews across each other, thus like sort of dismantling your privacy. Like if you're using a common software and you're on the same contractor as everyone else,
Okay.
then your data will be recorded as you talk into the AI,
Yes.
and the AI will use that as an evaluation for multiple companies.
I don't know. I think it's just a note taker. I'm not sure though.
I don't think it's a note taker, man.
No?
Everything's about data.
Fair.
As we're gonna talk about in the other part.
That's true.
Everything's about data.
Listen to part 2.
And the AI systems are like uniquely poised to absorb what you say. Like last week we covered how Sam Altman is like, oh, it can be held in court of law against you.
That's
that means
true.
it's just storing everything you say and do, right? And on a level that Google couldn't even find imaginable, right?
Yeah.
So this time you're like actively talking and giving an interview, and an interview between you and the company should be private. You know,
Agree.
it should stay with the company. But now it's being put into this data center and then being turned into a loop. And then what? I imagine if you went to another company and had an interview under the same name, you might you might have the AI take the previous data into account.
I don't know how it
That
works, but it could be, yeah.
that to me is kind of fishy in terms of hiring practices.
But yeah, because they are using the same software, and the guy said that there are many, many companies that use the exactly same software for recruitment. But
Yeah.
for me, I understand if you have like 30,000 people applying, but I also know that AI can hallucinate like crazy. So then you will not get, yeah, like proper information. But that's why basically people started, like there were actually students. There's one very interesting case. So one reported case where a Columbia University computer science student was effectively expelled after documenting how he used AI tools to troll these interviews, criticizing companies over reliance on platforms like there's a company that is called Lead Code that actually is doing that. So it's basically ironic that, yeah, as you said, HR is actually outsourcing things to, like, human resources are outsourcing things to AI.
Yep. And I just think all of these sort of AI programs are so well poised to just uh, cross tabulate data in a way companies usually have a liability to. You know.
Yeah, fair.
So the AI company can just take your data from here. If this company take your data from that company, take your data from this company because it's one common software. I mean, that's always been an issue with Google, but you're not usually talking into Google and giving an interview that's meant to be private.
Fair. That's true. Well, that's the first piece, and I thought it's just crazy because now it's just a trend of trolling people, trolling companies that are using AI for recruitment.
Mm-hmm.
It's basically GPT. We know that it's all GPT in the backend.
Yeah.
What do you have?
You heard about the Russian ISP hacking scandal?
No.
Okay. Uh, so a Microsoft security research team published a thing about threats. And before we go into this, I want to be clear. All governments are doing this. The American government isn't saved. The Israeli government isn't saved. The Russian government is definitely not saved. And they're all doing something like this.
All right.
So this was reported by Wired, and they basically working with the Russian government was working with the internet service providers to meddle with internet traffic and trick victims working in foreign embassies operating in Moscow into installing like malicious software on their PCs.
Like, okay, interesting.
So the spyware disabled encryption on the target's machines.
Okay.
And the data they transmitted across the internet came out as unencrypted, and they got everything from like keystrokes to websites visited, everything, you know.
Well, you have to install like a hacky software, like a virus, literally on your PC to be able to do that.
Yeah, but think about it this way: if it's the ISP, and they're like, "Oh, you need to log into this. We need some of your data," then you're just giving it away, right?
Yeah, ISP can do anything on you because they literally own whatever is connected to their network.
Yeah. And this was like somebody said that this blurs the boundary between passive surveillance and actual intrusion. You know,
That's true.
so surveillance has always been there, but this is so much more like what a active hacker would do.
Yeah, so
than,
ISP is basically a hacker
yeah.
group. Yeah.
So there's reason to believe that the FSB is responsible for this.
I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure.
But I mean, again, this is reporting from an American outlet, so please take that with a grain of salt. You know.
I also like for me, and I'm gonna cover something that actually overlaps very much with this situation, is that even in Europe right now, where we spoke last time, kind of getting into the news and looping this, basically this news about ISPs.
Yeah.
Right now, UK is doing all these like implementation of age verification for adult websites. We spoke about it in the last episode, and actually right now France is rolling it out. So they're basically what they're doing. And I've seen a whole discussion somewhere on Reddit. A guy on like network security or something, a subreddit, was explaining that what they're trying to do right now is to make the user responsible for age verification. So that means that the whole European Union has to chip in taxpayers' money to build a software that every company has to use that software in order and implement that software.
Probably led by Palantir, by the way.
Yeah.
Because the UK's version definitely was.
Yes.
And they've been lobbying really hard to get the entire world's data on board for their
I'm pretty
privacy.
sure. I'm pretty sure they'll have it.
For
But
their
But it's interesting that the fact is that they are trying to, yeah, basically gather that, like, make all the companies responsible, but build this app. And there's a much easier way of doing it. For example, keeping the ISP, like internet service providers, as responsible for actually blocking the verification, saying, hey, we know that the person who registered by this address is age appropriate, or the person who registered that address has 2 kids. Maybe they're the ones, or like basically blocking websites based on basically specific websites. So ISP can do that. Maybe you have to verify a payment system. So yeah, I can verify anonymously with my payment system that I am age. Let's say if I have a bank, it doesn't mean you need to know my name, how much money I have in the bank, but I can open a bank if I'm 18. Therefore, I can verify anonymously logging in with like somehow like a zero data transfer protocols with the bank, and then do that. But then banks, they're like, no, we don't want to be responsible. Internet service providers like, no, we don't want to be responsible. And then software companies are like, no, maybe we'll be responsible. Like, are you 18? Yes. That's all they did. So basically, but based on taxpayers' money now, France is also rolling it out.
Yeah.
And for me, it's very interesting that in Europe, they're like, well, in UK and France specifically, they're like, hey, we're going to be enforcing, and it's already underway, to basically like banning this websites, downloads. They're gonna block VPNs everywhere. Even right now, what happened, there was basically the first few days age verification in UK, the VPN downloads skyrocketed. For example, Proton VPN saw up to 1,800% increase in UK downloads.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
And in France, it was actually 6,000%, 6,500%, basically VPN usage and increase. So, but the idea is that they're making the companies responsible. Like, oh, you're selling nicotine, verify with ID. No one's gonna do that. Like, traffic is gonna die. But then in Russia, they're like, oh, USB, like internet service providers can track everything you do, and like I'm just kind of linking it that they can verify stuff.
Yeah.
So why European Union doesn't want to get the ISP and like telecom to be responsible for stuff, and making us users to be responsible for our own whatever visits?
I mean, this is generally just part of a growing trend, you know? We're moving back to a weird, a sort of post-Christian, but similar to Christian sort of theocratic mindset. We protect the children at all costs, destroy privacy.
It's interesting. I know that they always involve like, oh, it's all about the kids, right? Like, but
Yeah.
I don't agree. Kids, it's the responsibility of the parents not to allow that, and not the government, right? Maybe they should punish the parents.
Also, I don't know if it's just me. I don't think like children seeing like a image they shouldn't have seen online is worth burning all of the internet down. Maybe that's just me. We grew up in the age where everybody was on 4chan and shit like that.
Internet was different.
Yeah. Besides, there's like 5 websites everybody visits regularly.
That's
right?
true. Well,
and like, are they gonna need age verification?
well, big companies will not have age verification, right?
Exactly.
Because they're gonna pay
It's
their
just
way
gonna be
out of it.
websites that sell things, and this is again sort of a commercial control scheme.
Probably.
Yeah.
But then also advertisers are gonna go away from like Google or Meta or TikTok or Snapchat or YouTube, because they're gonna say, well, what's the point in advertising if I cannot re-verify stuff? Or it will be, genius idea just popped up in my head, what if these big companies are gonna say, if you're gonna advertise with us, you don't need verification because we'll verify for you, therefore we're gonna bypass that.
That's even worse,
right?
somehow.
Then it's literally monopoly of advertising if they go with the partners.
Yeah, because they already have target group verification that's really strong.
Come to us, we have the cookies, so therefore with us you don't need to do that. But every traffic is going to be blocked, but if you use ads, advertising traffic is never going to be blocked because we can verify. Wow, mind blown. I just created Google pay
that
me.
That might be it, actually. that might be it.
Google pay me. I hacked the whole thing. Probably there's like a tutorial somewhere online about this. But I connected the dots.
This is why I'm just confounded by how software can just pull the rug from under you all the time.
I don't like that.
I know. So getting back to the Russian thing.
Yeah.
So this is how it actually worked. they would send in an update to the browser or to Kaspersky,
Mm.
and it would pop up as if it was just like from one of your programs. And once you update it, it would just hack everything.
Wow, an antivirus that is actually a virus.
Yeah.
Oh my god. But then like yeah,
But yeah, there's one flaw in that.
uh-huh.
I don't think anyone in the history has updated their Kaspersky or their McAfee. The update is always just, can you please update it? Please update it. Please, please.
Later. Schedule. Postpone.
Uh,
No, but this is interesting because what usually happens in cybersecurity, from my understanding, is that there's a vulnerability that is released, and then all the companies that have these antiviruses, they update, they patch it. But here it's like, hey, there's no time to patch it because we are the virus. That's crazy. Anything else?
Well, I mean, there's a lot to this one, and I'd recommend people actually read the Wired story. It's a pretty big one, and it's quite interesting if you want to get an idea of just how much data they can obtain from you. It's really thorough. I recommend it.
All right. What's your next piece of news?
Oh, you caught me off guard a little bit, but this one was Google is indexing ChatGPT conversations.
Oh yeah, if you click share, right? Something like that.
Yeah.
I've read somewhere a little bit.
I don't know what to make of this. I'll need your opinion on it.
All right.
So a basic Google site search using a part of the link created when someone proactively shares on GPT can uncover conversations where people reveal deeply personal details. Including struggles with addiction, experiences of physical abuse, or serious mental health issues. A user might click share to send their conversation to a close friend over WhatsApp to save the URL, but it's usually used for future reference for themselves, you know? But in this case, if Google's able to index it, that's bad, guys. That's really bad.
So what happens in ChatGPT, you have temporary chats, internal login chats, and then you can share. Like
Yeah.
you cannot share a temporary one, but you can share the conversations you have. So my stupid mind thinks that what they do, if they click share, it just becomes indexed.
Yeah.
Or if you click share and you send it via whatever email or WhatsApp, I mean,
Again, this shows up on Google search,
so yeah, but if you share, like I understand if you click share, maybe it says, okay, it's public and index it right away.
Yeah.
Something like that. If you share it with someone, it might be that
I guess if you have to share it, it creates a link.
it does. I mean,
Yeah.
it still
Yeah.
has an internal link, but when you click share, that means it becomes public and indexed.
Yeah.
Because it wouldn't index it unless Google bot has access to it. So you have to somehow allow access to it. So yeah, it's very interesting. I've seen it as well, and that's where I think that OpenAI is like, well, we can use it against you later on, and everything's indexed, and we save everything, even temporary chats. I'm pretty sure are being saved and trained, training their AI systems.
Yeah. I mean, this is just another issue with what we were talking about earlier. AI privacy is just so much more of a stranger than you'd think.
That's true.
But yeah, speaking of ChatGPT, I got another one about it.
Tell me.
So you know about people using obituaries, a feature on ChatGPT?
No, I didn't
So they
know about
basically,
that.
when your loved one dies, you can write an obituary for them through ChatGPT, and their entire businesses are popping up. Basic funeral parlors that request an AI funeral. So they'll just plan the funeral with AI.
Okay.
And so when your loved one dies, they'll have it write up a whole thing. And sometimes these are full of like really funny errors. Like it'll invent military records for somebody.
What?
Yeah. So it'll hallucinate somebody's life basically.
So, but you have to upload something, right, for it to do that.
Yeah. But sometimes when it's filling in the blanks, it kind of goes overboard.
Wow. I need to do that for myself.
Oh yeah, definitely. You should ask it what your obituary would look like.
Yeah. If I die, please put LSD in everyone's water and play metal music.
Oof, best funeral ever.
And stand-up comedians, please, somewhere. Anyway, that would be fine. Well, there were so many companies that actually, I think one was called My End,
Yep.
So what there was the name of the company. So what they would do, they would basically say that, hey, you have to verify every year with us that you're still alive. If you don't, then we're gonna send all your
Loved
like
ones in obituary.
yeah,
Oh my
exactly.
god, I vaguely remember this.
So imagine you go like into spam or something. then everyone's gonna get your will.
Oh,
So that was entertaining,
you could make a comedy movie about that, to be honest.
right? It's like
Yeah.
I missed it. It
And
got
that's how
spammed.
everybody's really happy they died. But the person now has to look them in the face.
Wow. Or like puts them all in the shared chat and sends
Oh.
a obituary. Well, yeah, interesting. So from my side, last piece of news is actually wow. I just realized like again, everything is so related to like privacy and AI and compliance, and it's gonna really
I don't
roll.
think I'm changing that either, to be honest, because I've got another one about AI later.
Oh my god. So mine was about Roblox announcing their new age verification system. So basically with UK and France now rolling out this ID verification for all of the internet users, not to go to 18 plus websites, whatever that is,
Yep.
except Pornhub. Basically, what is happening? Roblox, the same time as UK was rolling out their ID verification system in mid-July 2025, they officially launched their Trusted Connection system, which is basically replacing friends from unverified chat access. So in Roblox, you can talk to like people who are just general players or people on your friend list. But you
Yep.
can add people to the friend list only if you are age verified. So being 13 years or older using their AI-based facial age estimation technology. So basically take a picture of yourself and it estimates how old you are. Once it estimated, the company who's handling it is called Persona, and this Persona company is actually using a lot of ID verification systems anywhere. So it's like a widely used one. So users record a short selfie with the compared of the large kind of data set of biometrics data related to 30 days before deletion, unless like legally required. So they said they will keep it. We spoke in the previous episode about T-App that said they will delete every verification, which they didn't. But these guys basically asked to provide like government ID, or in the future rollout phases verified parental consent. So basically, once verified, teens who are 13 to 17 can access the trusted connections. But what actually happened is that it had a bunch of false classifications. People were generating AI pictures or AI IDs. So you go to ChatGPT and you're like, generate an ID with me.
No. There was somebody who used like a figurine of David Lynch.
I've seen it. Yeah. I've seen so people use like like figurines, or they generate people, they generate fake ideas, and the thing is that's like, oh, we will verify it for you using AI, but then they use AI to beat the other AI. It's like robot wars. Literally. And then basically you're like, oh, let me generate whatever verification they. So basically biometric video data is crap. It doesn't work. So basically, and estimation tools reportedly struggle within the areas where teens don't have access to official IDs, for example, because they just don't have an ID yet. So that means they cannot play, which makes no sense. And the Wired article highlighted that many 13-year-olds lack government issued documents in general. It's like in US, like half of the people don't even have a passport.
Most people don't apply for a passport. The country's so big, they just travel within it their entire lives.
Exactly. So basically, they're shooting themselves in the foot. And also, what happened? Basically, there was independent research that said that revealing reality, which is like a firm. So they documented that even with new controls, adults could still interact with child-based accounts. So 5, 9, or 13-year-olds, highlighting lingering loopholes in the whole program. So basically, you can bypass it. And of course, the issue with Roblox, it's grooming, is basically moderation failures for that. The platform is trying to legally be compliant using all these tools, but in reality, it doesn't work.
Yeah.
They're losing traffic. They're gonna block themselves off just to be compliant. But I understand that they want to solve it. I understand that they're taking steps. I don't like they're involving a bunch of other AI companies, and they're involving a bunch of other whatever verification. So they're like, oh no, we care about data. Let's hire these old startups to manage the data.
Yeah, it's also just for the longest time it was like, oh, data privacy, data privacy, data privacy. No, now everyone wants to infringe suddenly this year.
Yeah, I remember like we spoke about it last year, was a year and a half ago. So everyone's like, oh yeah, decentralized encryption, security, whatever.
This is sort of the backlash to all of that, you know?
It's like a swing, like a pendulum swing
Yeah,
from one side to another.
like I have my personal conspiracy theory about it. Like I think recent political events and the inability of people to control the narrative has really like made them go, oh no, we can't let the public have access to information. Like because there's such a difference between what old people think and what young people think now. Like you know the whole battle between boomers and
Yeah.
Gen Zers and Gen Alpha. Like there's such a stark difference that I do think a lot of these people are like, what are these kids watching? You know, we need to monitor it, we need to control it. Like that's my personal conspiracy theory. I don't have any proof of it other than just personal conjecture and how I think, but I think it has a role to play there.
But like when I have to verify my ID to watch memes, man, because like, oh, this subreddit is 18 plus, upload your ID. What?
Yeah, I know, but that's part of it. You know, it's to just discourage people from even trying.
Yeah, but then people are gonna stop using the internet and the
One
services.
one argument that was raised by Blue Sky user who was very sort of like privacy conscious. She said something like, "Well, will a video of like a minority being killed by the police or someone being arrested at a Palestine protest be called adult content? Because that's important information, politically speaking."
Well,
That just gives them control over narrative
I
and just
understand.
calling something adult.
Or they're like, oh, don't watch this ad. So they will selectively pick what you want to see what's happening on like a video on YouTube from another country,
Yeah,
age
exactly.
verify. Oh, but for our country in UK,
Like,
you don't have to verify.
how much of the reporting of Gaza would be
Exactly. Yeah,
just
yeah.
completely kiboshed?
Oh, because you haven't verified your ID, we're not going to show you news that are sensitive or
Exactly.
outside your country.
So that was the point she was making, and I was like, yeah, I mean, as bad as you think the effects are of some 13-year-old who's going out there like actively looking for stuff, right? There's a few of them, and they do it, and they just get over it, you know.
Yeah, yeah, they're teenagers.
They're teenagers. I don't know any millennial who didn't do that nonsense. The stuff we looked up online just to freak each other out. It was a hobby of ours.
Yeah, it
Then.
was literally like it's like cringe that you had to share with your friends.
Yeah.
Well,
So,
but now like the platforms, like I have a list right here for what is going to be basically banned already on the list and being negotiated. Platforms like Pornhub, Reddit, Discord, Blue Sky, Grinder, and X now require government ID upload, credit card verification, selfies, or AI-based facial age estimation, which is probably just gonna do something as well with you.
good luck enforcing that on Blue Sky because it runs on an 80 protocol. It's just so much more like unmanaged.
Yeah, but the thing is, what they can do, they can verify with the ISP.
Yeah, true. We just covered that.
Yep, exactly. We're stuck, guys.
I hate modern right wing governments.
I just want to run away and live in a forest after like all of this stuff. Every time we're covering the news, it's like the same thing, and I'm like, we should run away. Just like disconnect and run away, which we're gonna talk about de-googling, and that's like part of it.
uh, Either way, so the last piece I wanted to cover was Anthropic revoked OpenAI's access to Claude.
Ooh, okay.
So basically, there were a whole bunch of people within OpenAI using Claude to boost up their own AI processes and do tests and things like that. So Claude just made the move and just canceled all their accounts. I don't know how handy that's gonna be because how will they know which account is OpenAI's, right?
That's also true.
In the future, they won't like label themselves.
Use like a Gmail or something.
Yeah, they'll just use a personal bank account as well to make sure nobody ever finds out. But this is kind of pointing towards how they're getting hostile towards each other, the AI companies. And this isn't the first time Anthropic has done that. And it previously did that to a firm that was associated with that was associated with OpenAI. There were rumors that Windsurf was going to be bought by OpenAI, and the second that news came out, they canceled their subscription for being associated with the competitor. I don't know how legal that is, but I guess they can
Interesting.
revoke for any reason, right?
I mean, yeah, they just maybe they found something illegal they were doing or against their privacy policy
I
or
suppose so.
pushing the limits.
They could just
Has to be.
rewrite their privacy policy tomorrow
That's true.
to make it illegal for a competitor to even use theirs.
Yeah.
You know, but what OpenAI was using it for was to boost their ability at their AI's ability at coding.
Hmm.
So specifically, they were very much more interested in why so many people are using Claude code.
I have to confess, I did vibe coding during the weekend, and
How could you?
I used Claude.
Well, yeah, but I hear it's good for that.
It dude, it was such emotional roller coaster for me.
Convenient.
I have no idea what I'm doing. I knew what I wanted it to do, but I didn't know where I had to go and fix things.
Okay, yeah,
So
because
I'm like,
it just does copy paste a lot of junk data in between.
I found it interesting because I gave it an example. I'm like, here is a line of code and it works.
Mhm.
Can you create for another file
Something
like
analogous.
something that would work?
Mhm.
So the thing is, and I bought this shout out to PostHog. So basically that small device that you see on the desk with the hedgehog on it.
Mhm.
So basically this is a small computer, and this is a like, it can be a helper. You can install games, you can install analytics on it, so it shows analytics live from your website.
Awesome.
It shows you, like, you can set a timer on it, which I haven't done yet. But then I was trying to install the games, and I was doing an okay job. I did the first one. I'm like, okay, can I ask Claude to recreate it? So kind of vibe code check with it. And then I asked it to do it. I bricked the device. It broke my firmware. My screen did not turn on anytime I plugged it in to my PC. Would go like connect, disconnect, like ba-dun, da-dun,
Yeah,
ba-dun,
yeah.
da-dun. I'm like, oh my god, I bricked it. So then I had to find a way to
Reboot it.
you can't because it's a firmware, like the
Yeah, yeah, I
firmware.
know.
So, and I couldn't connect. So I had to ask Claude to fix it. And after 4 hours, I revived it with basic settings. I'm like delete everything, and it's like, you have reached your limit of AI credits. The command line is closed. So like it basically closed my terminal. I lost all the code because I ran out of credits, and I'm like, that's it. I'm screwed. I managed to do it with magic, but basically I tried vibe coding. Anthropic, I understand what they're doing. It's such a lazy way of doing shit, to be honest.
Oh no, I know. Fernando ever hears this, he'll kill you.
I'll tell him. You know why? Because I got him the same device that is gonna arrive, and I'll gift it to him, and I'll ask him to do it just to troll him. But anyway, this is besides the point. But I understand like why you use Claude. I see the convenience, and it worked. What I wanted, it actually like did it. I tried again, and it did it. It solved my issue. It did, like, it's fun. It's fun because you're not doing anything, and it's doing magic that you don't understand.
Yeah.
However, it has a lot of let's say issues with that because I have no idea what I'm doing. I'm not thinking about anything. I haven't
Yeah.
asked it to secure it. I did not ask it to backup it. I did not ask it to create a branch. I'm like, here's the main code. Do it. So because I don't know the principles. So that's where I find vibe coding is again, we're kind of sliding away. But it's related to Anthropic and what they're doing.
Yeah.
So, but they can change the privacy policy indeed. Imagine that OpenAI developers, they're so lazy and they're just building on production.
I mean, what they're trying to do is something a bit more different. They're trying to like get their AI to be as good at vibe coding as Cloud's is. And one of the funny things is there's like a few people in the entire AI industry that get paid like millions and billions. And are being like shuffled around from company to company because they appear to be the only ones who know what's going on with this.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of people that are trying to figure out why this AI performs better than our AI. Why is this what of like there's so many like variables in this one piece of software, this one category of software rather. So I'm pretty sure they were just experimenting and trying to figure out why what reasoning Claude uses that makes it better for their specific cloud code.
So they're like maybe like stealing information from Claude.
It's upskilling, but it's the same thing that like that blue what was it called? DeepSeek.
Mm-hmm.
I was about to call it BlueSeek. I don't know why. but DeepSeek was got into trouble with OpenAI because they were just funneling OpenAI's database to like level up their stuff.
Okay, fair, makes sense.
But this is the thing that they're stopping each other from doing now because they've decided, oh no, this is us feeding the competition.
I mean, isn't that what Google did? Just stole everyone's info?
But in this case, what in this case it's a little bit different. This raises a good question because here's the thing: we contributed to Google, and
Yeah,
these companies sort of just kind of scrape the internet in a way that we think is unfair because we're like, oh, you're putting us out of business, or you're taking my information without crediting me, without sourcing me. You're not visiting my website. I don't get any clicks out of it, you know.
yeah.
But in this case, when one AI company does it to another AI company, suddenly it's bad, you know? Uh, yeah,
Is anyone suing Gemini?
there is a class action lawsuit going on against AI search engines. Uh,
Curious about Gemini though.
because they were talking about how it just straight up plagiarizes their stuff and takes away their revenue, you know?
Hmm. Yeah, can we sue Gemini for that?
I mean, I hope someone does,
Yes,
because I really want CTR to become a relevant metric again.
fair. All right, everyone, thank you for listening in. So we are going to switch to part 2, which is going to be about reclaiming your digital privacy, a practical guide from my side about de-googling and building trust in the age of AI. So listen into part 2 and see you soon.
See you.